Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to, I would say, everyone's favorite videos that I do on here. At least it's one of my most viewed videos that I do, and that's going to be talking about all of the new releases that are going to be coming up in the next month. We are hitting the end of October, so it is time to be talking about all the new books that are going to be coming out in November. So I'm super excited. There's a lot of good ones, it looks like, that are going to be coming out in November. So before we get into all of those, please make sure if you like this video, you're hitting that thumbs up button and also subscribing if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. I post videos every Thursday and Sunday, and we talk about romance books and reviews and recommendations and all that fun jazz. I do not have as long of a list this time around for November as I did for October. I do put this caveat with all of these videos that I do. This is not an all-inclusive list. I am just including books that I am interested in, that I think, more people should be aware about, especially because I like to follow a lot of indie authors. So that's where most of these books are going to be, is from indie authors. Sometimes indie authors will announce their books like a week before or a couple weeks before, or it just kind of like, it just depends. So I always, in these lists that I make, I feel like I always end up missing some. I also have not really included, I think there is some small town romances that are coming out. I think there's always a ton of small town romances that are coming out because that's such a big subgenre of romance right now. I'm not the biggest fan of small town romances, so you'll have to do your own research for that. I'm also very deliberately not putting some super hyped books on this list because of some problematic authors, and I'm just choosing not to platform those authors on my channels. So if you notice certain ones missing, that would be why. Or at least maybe one of the reasons why. But we're going to get right into it because I have a list of about 16 books, I believe, that are going to be coming out in November. That sounds really good, that I'm really excited about. So first up, on the 3rd of November, we have Krampus Crook by Serena Pierre. First of all, I really like this cover. This is a dark, I believe it's dark, like a dark romance, or a dark holiday romance novella. So this is a little bit shorter one, and this is about this girl who has a one-night stand after meeting this guy at a bar, and turns out that guy is Krampus, and apparently there's supposed to be like an age gap and I think BDSM in this one. So it sounds super spicy, fun, good time. I'm excited for that. Then on the 4th, we have Blackthorn by J.T. Geisinger. So I'm super excited about this one. This one is a gothic romance. Don't know if this is paranormal or not, but it happens to be about, like, there's like a family feud going on. So our female main character is going back to where she's from, like the town that she's from, because her grandmother died, but then her grandmother's body goes missing. And she is thinking that her former love had something to do with it. So it sounds like there's also maybe a bit of like a second chance in this one. I don't know. It sounds intriguing. Then on the 5th, we have Naughty or Nice by Ari Wright. This is part of her MVP series. So this is an onegaverse series. I'm very behind on this series, but I have read at least one Ari Wright book now, and I really enjoyed it. I've been enjoying her writing style. This one is a holiday hockey romance. It doesn't actually have a blurb yet, but it does list a lot of the tropes that are going to be in there. And then they get caught together like in a blizzard. So there's a little bit of like forced proximity with her and this pack of hockey players. Then on the 6th, we have Money Shot by Eden Finley and Saxon James. This one, it features a cam boy, and I don't know, there's something about like a cam girl, cam boy romances and stories that I have been eating up lately. I don't know, I love that trope in books right now. So I'm super excited about this one. This one is a male-male romance. And this one is one of our male characters. He goes to his sister's wedding, and her sister's new brother-in-law happens to be the cam boy that he is obsessed with. So there's a romance between them. And then on the 11th, this one I'm very intrigued about. We have Your Knife, My Heart by K.M. Moranova. I cannot speak today. Oh my goodness. So this author has been pretty hyped. I've seen a lot of stuff about her books. So I'm very intrigued. I haven't tried her out. I know they're very dark, like romance books with like secret military ops, I think. So this one is an assassin. He is clinically insane, and apparently he keeps getting partnered up because he's part of this elite military task force, but he keeps getting partnered up and killing his partners. So in this story, our female main character is his new partner, and so he's trying not to give in to his urges and kill her. And I believe they have a romance. I don't know. I'm very intrigued by this, and I believe this is going to be a series. Maybe. Also on the 11th, we have The Marriage Narrative by Claire Kahn. This one is a marriage of convenience. He and his family are reality TV stars, and they're needing like some ratings boost, so they want him to get married and have that be on the show. She is a successful businesswoman and doesn't want to get married for love. Like, she wants to be in a business arrangement for marriage. So they strike it up and have an arranged marriage together. And of course, because it's a romance, I'm sure they fall in love. Then on the 13th, I'm so excited for this one. We have He Sees You When You're Sleeping by Emily Antoinette and Cass O'Shire. This is the first time that this author duo is writing together and the first time that they are writing a dark romance. So this is another dark holiday romance. Our female main character has a stalker who apparently happens to be this monstrous creature that it says he's not satisfied now with being her nightmare. So I don't know if he's like a nightmare monster and he like comes to life and makes her like scared, but he now also wants to have sexy times with her. I don't know, but I'm so excited for this. Then on the 14th, we have A Light So Blinding by Emma Hamm. This is the second book of her The Kingdom Below series. Now, this one I put on here because, so I have read one Emma Hamm book before. It was part of her like 7 Deadly Sins series with like these demons, and it was okay, but I keep hearing really great things about her monster romance books. People are really loving her monster romance book, so I want to give her another chance, try her out again, because like the book that I read, it was fine. It wasn't a terrible book by any means, but it was like middle of the ground. It was like 3-star. So I'm curious about trying out some of her monster romance books. Like I said, so this is the second book of a series, so I would need to read the first book, I believe. This one is a human female, and she like belongs to somebody. I don't know if she's a priestess or something, but the person that owns her ends up trading her to the below to pay off a debt of his, and she's given to this like troll. They decide to run away together and like escape like the doom and gloom of where they're at. I don't know. So I'm intrigued. I really like this cover too. It sounds very interesting. Then on the 18th, we have Daddy Issues by Kate Goldbeck. This is another one that the cover looks so good. It really reminds me of like those, it was like 80s or 90s like book covers. This one, all I know about this one is that it features an age gap. The two of them are neighbors. She is, I think, in graduate school and just kind of like upset about like how her life has turned out, and he lives next door. He's a single dad, and apparently they end up bonding, and I don't know. It's age gap and single dad. I mean, say less. Then on the 18th, now this one is not technically a romance. We have I, Medusa by Anaya Grail. I think I'm trying to read my writing. This one, I think it's just like a mythology fantasy book, but it sounds so good. So this one is like the story of Medusa. So our female main character of this one, she is an acolyte for Athena, but she happens to catch the eye of Poseidon, and something happens and she ends up getting punished for a crime that she didn't commit, and her beautiful locks turn into snakes. And so then it sounds like there might be like some feminine rage in this one. I don't know. I'm very intrigued by this. And then also on the 18th, we have A Lesson in Obedience by Ali Shante. This is the second book of a duet. And I'm trying to remember. I don't remember a ton of what this one was about. I really want to read the first book. It sounds very intriguing. I've read one book from Ali Shante and really enjoyed it, so I want to continue and read more from this author. I know this is a dark academia romance, and I know it's poly. I don't remember if I'm trying to remember. She's got like a boyfriend, but then I think she also ends up with her boyfriend's friend and maybe her boyfriend's brother or boyfriend's stepbrother or something like that. I don't know. And I don't really know what it all is really like going on in this story, but I know it's, like I said, dark academia, poly. Sounds good. Then on the 25th, we have several books coming out on the 25th. First up, we have All Superheroes Need Photo Ops by Elizabeth Stevens. This is part of a series from her. I don't remember what the series is called, but the first book is All Superheroes Need PR, which I have read and I did enjoy it. And one of my friends on TikTok has already read the arc for this one and has loved it. Like, favorite book of the year. Absolutely love this. This one is, we have a superhero. He is needing some good PR after it comes out that he may have actually more like villainous tendencies. And so she is a photographer assigned with like taking video and photos of like him looking more hero-y. I don't know, but I'm super excited about that one. And then we have The Wicked by Rebecca Johnp. This is another cover that I think looks amazing. This one is a mafia heist romance. So our female main character is the leader of like a gang of thieves, and she ends up having to work with the leader of the mafia in this heist. I think that sounds super cool. Then we also have Hollow by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti, known as the Twisted Sisters. I have not read a single book from this author duo. I know they're very, very hyped. Honestly, most of their books have not interested me. And I know bullying features heavily in like the Zodiac Academy series. Plus, it's like so long. So I honestly just have no interest in really reading a good portion of their backlist. There are some like standalones that I'm still curious about, but this one I think sounds interesting. First of all, I love this cover, and I think it takes a little bit of a detour maybe from what they typically write. It is still a like paranormal or fantasy romance. It kind of reminds me of like Faye a little bit. Apparently this girl, she I believe is human, and she joins the Great Hunt that only takes place every so many years in order to try to change her fate. And there's a prince maybe that is not wanting her to succeed. So I think this might have a little bit of like an enemies to lovers scenario to it. I don't know. This cover really drew me in and intrigued me. So might read my first book from this author duo. Also on the 25th, we have A Pack of Mistletoe by Veronia Samick. This is another Omegaverse series. It sounds like it's a cozy Omegaverse one. This one is centers around the holidays. Our Omega is suppressing her Omega-ness, and she agrees to fake date a pack that is looking for an Omega. They have to bond with an Omega before the end of the year or something like that in order to claim their inheritance. But then her suppressants stop working. I don't know. I don't know why she wouldn't just like tell them that she's an Omega and like be in this relationship with them. But anyway. And then we also have Holly and Hemlock by Tara King. This one is another dark gothic holiday romances. So I'm like so here for all of these darker holiday romances. I think they sound so good. This one is an MMF, and the female main character of the story, she inherits a house from her aunt who died. And like I said, that's MNF. So one of the males was her aunt's godson who thought that he was going to be inheriting this house, but then it went to her. So there's like a little bit of animosity between them. But then there's also this gardener on the land or the house that like takes an interest. And so I don't know. I don't know how this ends up turning into an MMF, but it sounds really good. And then last but certainly not least, one that I'm super excited for is Feeling the Heat Part 2 by Emily Antoinette. This one is supposed to take off right where book Part 1 ended, which didn't on a cliffhanger. It is about this late presenting Omega. She turns 40 and discovers that she's an Omega and is starting... She has this like meet cute at a heat clinic with a beta and alpha that she is very drawn to. And so they're just trying to figure out how to like make it work and maybe have her join their pack. However, their other alpha of the pack happens to be her boss, whom she believes hates her. And it was just, I ate part 1 up. I'm so excited to get to part 2 and read that one. It's going to be so good. I adore this, and I can't wait for Emily Antoinette to write more Omegaverse stories because it was so good. So these are going to be all of the books that I am excited about that are coming out in November. Let me know down below what are some of the books that you're excited for. If you are planning on reading any of these new books that are coming out, love hearing from you all. But otherwise, that is going to be it for this one, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.